We'll start this journey off with a little bit of a pink lady apple. The best apples. It's been a long time since we've made it to the river, so we're gonna go do a little bit of a river trip. This road goes further than I thought. It kind of just keeps going here. I love finding these cool little camp spots here. This is a pretty cool camp spot. Some nice little rocks for organization and maybe have a fire or something on. Yeah, I think this would be a really good spot. So we're gonna keep that in mind. Found this nice deer trail to lead us to the river. I can bring these rocks to my campsite. Believe it or not, rocks in Iowa are sometimes a luxury. Since we're not hot tent camping, we'll have more time because there's not as much work needed. So we can kind of explore a little bit more. Want to see what the sand feels like. I always keep my eyes down looking for arrowheads, but I've never found one. We've reached the end of the beach, and now we'll go up and explore that a little bit. It looks like there's going to be a really good outlook up here on the hill. Let's see. It's certainly a good overlook. I can see quite a ways into the distance, even houses and buildings. Now, because tonight is daylight savings time, we have to pretend that it's later than it is, just to get ready for it. So it's 3 p.m. We're going to pretend it's 4 p.m. That means about time to start thinking about camp, given this is the last night of the short light. Tomorrow, it's gonna stay a lot lighter for an hour longer. It actually pains me to walk past this because it is literally perfect for hot tent camping. Look at that, a cat. Or something. With daylight savings time, you extend the clock 1 hour in spring and it falls back 1 hour in the winter. To extend daylight is basically the premise of it. It's one of my most hated times of year, to be honest, but I thought that this would be a good way to adjust out here in nature. So we're gonna do some hammock camping. I have a nice underquilt I have not gotten to use yet, even though I've owned it for over a year. So I'm excited to use it, and we're gonna get it set up right now. We'll start with the hammock straps first. Pretty easy, you just whip them around the trees. I'll show you. I have to admit when I'm wrong. That is a good spot, but it's not gonna be for hammock camping. So we're moving on from this spot. These things all over the tree are way too mean. They're very mean. They're all over these trees here. It basically makes getting a hammock strap around that impossible. So we're moving on. Salami and cheese, because my stomach is growling right now. Pretty good combo. Got proteins and fats, and this has got a lot of fats, so a lot of calories right here. And it transports pretty well too. Oh, sunk in a little bit there, folks. Oh, it's pretty comfortable. We'll have to adjust it a little bit. We can't sink this much. Tied a little knot here. I don't know if you can really see that string, but I tied a little knot here just to hold that tree back from the hammock. Just because it was kind of brushing up against it and it was a little annoying. So I got that fixed. Now it's time to get the underquilt on. What we have here is the Vulcan Hammock Underquilt. It's rated for 30 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So this should keep us plenty warm. The low, I think, is going to be about 29 degrees. So it'll be interesting to finally get to test this out and see how it does. It feels pretty snug. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am feeling super, super lazy. I barely even want to get out of this thing. It feels so good out here. And I actually do have a good view of the Des Moines River from where I'm looking. I think we're going to inspect it next. I've never set up this underquilt before, so I'm not going to pretend to be some expert at it or even film doing it, because I still don't really know if I set it up right. I think it's fine. Can't wait to see how it works though. Two breath is my record. I've never been able to do it in just one. I'm just topping it off there. All right. This is my sleeping setup. It's pretty much ready. I can decide if I want to put a tarp on. I think I probably will, but I'm going to work on getting a fire going first. So I'm going to start collecting some dry material and see if we can get something started out here. This is a good find. Some of this stuff. That was actually a bit more of a satisfying fire to start because I got it going the old-fashioned way with a ferro rod, so it's kind of a bit more ownership of that fire, so to speak. I got to nurse it a little bit, but I'm going to keep working on getting some wood, and in the meantime, I'm going to mow down on some more of that summer sausage. That stuff's good. These planks make for good firewood, but I don't know if I want to burn them. The sun's starting to set over there. It's getting later in the day. I got a upgraded emergency survival blanket. Hopefully this lasts more than one night. Hopefully. I just finished sawing up a bunch of wood, and it's always so exhausting. It's a lot of work. Time to feed the fire. We're gonna have to be a little careful of the coyotes tonight. I think they get a little aggressive around March, if I remember right. The sun's dipped behind the trees over there, but it's not quite dark yet. For dinner tonight, I wholeheartedly admit, I kind of cheated. I made supper last night And I had so much of it left over, and I am not going to let it go to waste, so I'm eating it tonight. It's still going to be really good. I'm going to warm it up in my normal stuff and enjoy. It is time, folks. Monster import from Europe or somewhere in the overseas. This has like a special lid. While in Europe at the Spanish MotoGP, we saw a cool resealable can and knew it would be perfect for Monster. The can company said, only in Europe. We said, bullshit. We gotta have it. Next stop, the Netherlands. A specialty plant to fill the funky can with our new super premium Monster Import formula. Monster Import has a clear, smooth Euro flavor, a little sweet, but still gets you off as good as the original. That sounds seductive. If you can open and close the can with one hand, you probably dated a lot when you were younger. I doubt that's really hard. Yeah, that was easy. Cheers, folks. Ooh, that hits the spot. That is ready to dig in, folks. This is a lot of food right here. I would be lying if I said I didn't have one surprise. Texas garlic bread. The bomb. So good. Cheers to garlic toast. Also, A+ on wildlife noise tonight at this campsite. When do we ever finish eating before it's dark? Never. So that means we're gonna have a pretty chill night. Gosh, what time is it? It's 6:27. So this is the end of winter. I mean, towards the end of winter, it gets dark at about 6:37, which is, a lot more reasonable than 4:30, but tomorrow it's gonna get dark around 7:30 or 8. Tonight, 6:37. Wow, I've never heard that many owls before. But yeah, it just feels weird being outside the tent. Like, I've hot tent so much this winter. Right, and just been in structures so much, it just feels weird. It's really nice and peaceful out here, though. It's almost dark. I mean, it's really close. We got minutes left, and it's going to be pitch black. Temperature's going to drop, by the way. It's going to get below freezing tonight. You really see something new every day. I hear something approaching me, thinking it's a person walking up, or a coyote, I don't know. I look over, and out comes an opossum. A possum, of course. I see these things all over the place, actually. They're a lot more prevalent than I thought. And it was just kind of funny, because he was, like, just walking right by me. I'm just like, hey. Like, he didn't see me. And he looks over at me. I'm like, what are you doing? And he just, looks at me. And we stare at each other, and I just look back at the fire, and he didn't even run away. He just, like, casually kind of walked away. I think he's gone now. He was right over there. I can definitely feel that nighttime chill coming on now that the sun's dropped. It's got like an eerie backlight, but now that the sun's dropped, the temperature dropped right away with it. I mean, this is spring camping 101 for you. When the sun's out in the day, 40s, 50s, 60s feels pretty decent. But when that sun drops, in spring in the Midwest, it is not uncommon for the temperature to go down to 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 35, somewhere in there. It has some really wild temperature swings in the spring, which makes it a bit of a challenging, bit easier season to camp in than winter, in my opinion. I think this reflective tarp has definitely done a good job of making the fire feel warmer. I definitely think it's reflecting because you can actually see it on there. You can see the light reflecting off, and I definitely think that's helped increase the warmth here. Decided I'm gonna warm up some more of that meal, finish the rest of it. It's so much, I couldn't finish it all. I applied some heat treatment on this pan, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some char cloth. I'm gonna make some char cloth for tomorrow and make getting that fire started a bit easier. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be pretty easy, I think, and I think I have everything I need to do it. So this is gonna be a bit experimental. I don't know if it's gonna work for sure, but we're gonna find out together. So we have an old rag here. This is just an old dinner rag. It's nothing special. And we're gonna put the dinner rag inside of this container. We're going to put the lid over it. There's nice and snug there. We're just going to put it on the fire. We're gonna let that cook for a while. We're gonna see what it does. Now the idea is it can't catch on fire because there's no oxygen for it to burn with, but it will get it super, super, super dry, and it'll basically turn it to carbon. You can see there's a lot of smoke coming out of there. I think we're gonna let it sit in there till it quits smoking. I'm watching that and I'm just praying and hoping that that rag didn't have some type of polyester in it, because if there's polyester in it, it's game over. That stuff sucks to get rid of. That wouldn't be very good to have burning in there. I'm just praying. I believe it was cotton. I'm letting it cool off now. It's gonna be interesting to see how good this stuff works. Ooh, still hot. I have to be really careful with this stuff. As you can see, I already ripped it for messing with it. But it's ready to use. This stuff looks really good. One spark on that will create an ember, and I can put that ember in a bundle of leaves, grass, dry grass, sticks, you name it. I'm gonna use this to help me start a fire tomorrow. Gotta be careful with it though. It's very brittle. Seen this at the gas station and I thought it'd be fun to try. I've never tried it before. I didn't even know they made a Dr. Pepper cherry. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Now, I also brought a little bit of rum to make a drink with. Cheers to spring, folks. Cheers. I think that was more like a double shot. I'd say this is officially about the end of winter right here. I want to celebrate because it's been cold. I can already feel the difference. It's cold out, but it's still way nicer. Time is 10 p.m. folks, and I am absolutely beat. I'm beat, folks. I feel like hitting the sack. I got some kindling ready for tomorrow. Got all of that ready to go. Time's about 10:05 p.m. and I'm getting really tired. I just finished organizing camp, so everything's ready to go for tomorrow. I got all my cooking stuff squared away, everything I don't need put away, everything's organized. Just get ready to go, because when we wake up, we want to cook, get our fire going, get warm, get coffee, and get some hiking in. We want to be efficient about that. I'm taking a decently needed break right now. I'm gonna try to hit the sack around 11 p.m. to about 10:20 p.m. to hear the first coyotes. I tell you what, guys, I don't drink that often. I don't know, I've had probably 4 drinks out of that cup, and whew, I'm getting to be toasted oats. Sailor Jerry's spiced rum, 46% alcohol, I think, with some Dr. Pepper cherry, and ooh, mama, does that get your head spinning? Yeah, there's a reason I don't really drink that much anymore, but I figure with the time change and all that, it'd be a good time to celebrate. And hopefully make going to bed easier tonight. Alright guys, it's past 11 o'clock and clear skies, and the moon's out, stars are beautiful, but I'm getting tired, and after a couple of them drinks, I'm ready for bed. I'm gonna enjoy the fire for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna hit the sack. Catch you then. Oh guys, that time change got me all sorts of screwed up. I slept for like ever. It's 10:30 in the morning. It would have only been 9:30. Not that time change, but it's 10:30 now. Wonderful. We gotta get up. We gotta cook some breakfast. So there was a bit of an accident last night, and I want you to learn from my mistakes. I don't want you to have to go through this yourself. I got off a little lucky with this learning lesson. Sometimes you don't always get off that cheap. For me, I put a bunch of my stuff organized next to the fire last night. I didn't think it would work its way this way, and it did. I got my gas cans. I got this. I got my silverware. Technically got my gloves, but I don't think it did anything. Yeah. Even burnt the gloves. I've had for a long time, these gloves. Yeah, that sucks. That actually sucks. Not very fun. Why am I always such a dunce? I made this for a reason last night. Why did I not use it? Would have made getting that fire... I mean, we didn't have a problem getting that fire started. We got it started pretty easily, but this would have made it even easier. We'll have to use our brain next time. Well, I know at least one of my fuel canisters still work. I don't recommend anybody trying one of these after they've been burnt, but I did. Whenever I camp and I know I won't be here the next night, I prefer to get my sleeping stuff dismantled relatively quickly. So that's all down. I can probably take this thing down. It's pretty warm out. It's not too bad, so I don't really need it. So I'll pack that up too. I'm getting my money's worth out of these gas canisters. There's no doubt about that. I'm using it till it's gone. I don't care that it got burnt. Figure we can make breakfast. I figure we can make breakfast a little bit more healthy too. I'm not really a big banana guy. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try for you guys. I can't remember the last time I've actually eaten a banana. Here we go. It's palatable. Certainly edible. Not my favorite, but it's edible. Ooh, that looks like pretty good oatmeal. Okay. One thing about this oatmeal I noticed is that it only really tastes good outdoors. This glove is officially trashed. I'm gonna have to get new ones. They were good while they lasted. I'm sitting here a little confused because I want to pack up the rest of my stuff here, you know, my pots and pans. And I'm thinking, where's my little orange mesh sack that goes with it, you know, to keep it all together? It's nowhere to be found. I'm almost positive, I'm gonna have to watch this video to play it back, but I'm almost positive that it burnt. And that's just something I didn't realize burnt last night. So, lost a stuff sack, lost a utensil sack for my spoons and forks, lost a storage sack. Gosh, what else did I lose? Almost lost my fire canisters, but they survived, surprisingly. Yeah, I think it burnt in the fire. I don't think I just misplaced it. I'm pretty sure it burnt. Cheers, folks. Ooh, God, I'm just spilling everywhere. Overall, I'd say that was definitely a successful break-in of the Eno Vulcan hammock underquilt. It was really comfortable, judging by the fact that I slept from probably 11:30 to 10:30. But with that time shift, I really don't know how long that actually is. It was nice. It was a good camp. For campsites, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 probably. There's nothing special about it. But it's, let me give you a tip. If you see deer beds near somewhere, there's a good chance it's likely protected from elements. I mean, could be. I think there's a greater likelihood of it, and there's a lot of deer beds around here, which is kind of what I felt told me this might be a safe area to camp in. For whatever reason. The deer like to sleep here, so I figure it'd be good for me too. Plus I had this rock. I had good trees to reflect heat back with that reflector I brought. There was some natural materials, a lot of dead wood. A ton of dead wood all over the place, like a ton. I can tell this area has just never been camped in. Just never. A lot of garbage around here, so it might, if there was, it's been years ago. Okay, we're off. We're gonna do some hiking. I love to do hiking, and I haven't been doing as much of it as I should. I was gonna camp at this spot last night, but I couldn't find any good trees, and I'm not really sure if anybody actually camped here because I can't find much evidence of it other than a burn spot. Still remnants of snow around here. It won't be long and it'll all be gone. I wouldn't want to take a tumble down that. It's actually a pretty far way down. Wow, now this is a trail. This is one of the cooler views I've ever seen. I'm retreating. I can't proceed any further in that direction. On this cool lake. Or pond, I should say. Don't really see much for good camping spots. You really want to look for this type of stuff if you're actually survival camping, because nature already provided a shelter. I mean, you could just start leaning sticks up against that. You could have a lean-to, you could have an A-frame, and then you could actually, you know, start waterproofing it by finding evergreens or, you know, something like that. Leaves, even. That is evidence for sure that somebody's camped here. Personally, I think it's a horrible camp spot, but I see the appeal. I mean, I almost did the same thing yesterday, just a little bit further up. Actually, I guess it was right next to it. But there's too much wind. You're too open to exposure here, be the best way to say it. For that reason, I really didn't want to camp here last night. And because there was no good trees. But if it was windy, which admittedly it wasn't that windy last night, it would have sucked. Ah, this is quite a rig. That is quite a rig. Good Lord. I wonder if this was here yesterday. Not sure. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe I have some video footage of this before we came here yesterday. It might be new. I'm just reflecting on how I lost that orange mesh sack in the fire and a bunch of other stuff burned. Let that go to show you guys. Even when you don't think you need a fire ring, you really should make one. Because things that you don't expect might happen. That rock was on a hill. So what happened is, as the fire burned down, one of the logs that were on fire probably rolled and landed next to my stuff. I bet it just sat there and smoldered on it until eventually some of it caught fire, and luckily a lot of it didn't. But you guys kind of saw the aftermath. So just learn from my mistakes. You know, I'm not an expert. I just go and learn from experience, more or less.
Oh, let's crack this, folks. Oh. Woo! Whoa, mama. That is much needed. Time to get some food now.